Welcome to our 2022 Pioneer BH250. Starting right in the back bumper here, if you just reach in that hole, pull that cap out of there. Inside of the back bumper, you're going to find your sewer hose. Just take note of those two ears in the adapter here. That's how I'll be hooking it up to your sewer system. The hose itself, once fully extended, is about 20 feet long. Just keeping it stored in the back bumper back here to help keep any sort of stench out of the unit, keep things that bit fresher, and that cap just presses into place. Up from that corner there, you're going to find your cable and satellite inlet, so coax cable will plug into there, fire up at your TV location. A couple of steps down the side here and we get your sewer system. So just right down here, you got that cap. You're going to kind of press on it and give it a turn, then you can pull it out of there. You see it's got the same ears on it that your sewer hose had, so that'll attach the same way. All right. And then you get your two valves there. So one on the left is going to be your gray valve, one on the right is your black. So that black valve is controlled from your service line 2, please, service line 2. The black valve is going to be filled in your toilet, so it's of course going to be your dirtiest water, so we'll be dumping that first. Once that's done, you can then come to the gray and dump that last. That gray tank can be filled from your sinks as well as your shower, so typically cleaner water just help keep that hose as clean as possible. Straight up from there, we got your power inlet. So as you pop that on open, you're going to find a little tab in the bottom corner there. It's going to line up with this tab here. You're going to press those in together and give it a little 1/8 turn. That'll lock it into place, and then you get the threaded collar in the back there to really lock it down. Following the cord back, you're going to find a standard 30 amp end there. Most campsites will have that for you, and you can just plug straight on in and you're good to go. We do also provide you with a 15 amp adapter, so if you're looking to plug in at home to charge your batteries or run your fridge, you got the power to do so. Up from there, we'll find a service port for your fridge. Nothing back there for you to worry about. It is just for service. Up again, we get the stove vent. So of course, just that little, stove vent here. So you just got that little flap in there. You get that opened up. Allows your fan inside to evacuate any sort of fumes from your stove. Propane stove, of course, is shitting off fumes whenever you're using it. So you just want to make sure that that flap here is opened up with that fan inside to evacuate them. Simple as that. Once you're done, press it into place. It'll click in to prevent any dust from kicking up in there. A little keyway right there. You're going to line that up and you can pop it on open. We get your hot water tank here. So all your controls for turning this guy on are just inside of the unit. Before we ever turn it on though, we just want to hit that relief valve right there. Make sure that shot of water comes out. That shot of water coming out is just letting us know that that tank is full. It's safe to fire it up and we're not going to burn anything out by doing so. Once we get inside and fired up on propane, I will go over a reset procedure, and the button that I'll refer to is just right here. Once you're done, just close it back down, lock it with the keyway, and that's that. A step forward, we get your fresh water inlet. So you just got that cap there, you're going to unscrew that. You can take your water hose and plug it into there, turn on the water, and that fills up your fresh water tank. Right beside that, we get your city water connection. So the same water hose will just plug into there, turn on the water, and that pressurizes the lines throughout the unit. Down underneath that, we get your shower. So just get the standard 3-foot hose, the standard head, hot and cold water. So if the dog's out getting muddy, you can spray him off before he gets inside. Once you're done, you're just tucking that hose back away, lock that handle back into place, close her back down. On top of that, you get your black tank flush. So you may notice over time, after having gone and dumped your black tank, your monitor panel is still reading 1/3 or 2/3, whatever it may be. Typically, it's just some debris inside of your tank hanging between the probes, causing that misread. So what you're going to do is take your water hose and plug it into there, open up your black valve and turn on the water, and that'll just flush out that tank, getting rid of any sort of debris that could be causing that issue. Straight down below all that, in front of this front axle here, you got your low point drains. So you get the two shorter ones there. Those are your low point drains. Purpose of those would just be to drain out the water lines throughout the unit. So you're just going to open those up, allows it to drain itself out. Purpose of that would be if you're leaving the unit for a while and you don't want your water going stale or stagnant, or if you're going to be winterizing the unit, you just want to get all the water out before pumping antifreeze through. That line in the back there, just that little longer one, is going to be your fresh water tank drain. So you just open that up, allows the fresh water tank to drain itself out. Exhaust for your furnace there, so if you're ever running your furnace, you just want to make sure it's not blocked off. It does get hot. Couple of steps towards the front, we get your storage compartment here, so we got that opened up for you. Inside of there, you're going to see the customers opted to go with a weight distribution hitch, so we just got that stored in here for them. Right beside that, you'll find a water hose. Inside of that water hose, you'll find your park adapter, so your 30 amp cord into there, 15 to a standard outlet. Up on the wall is just a little light there, so it's got a little switch right on top. Around front of the unit, you get this black box back here. So that black box is housing your battery. So as long as you're plugged into that short cord in the back, or your 7-pin to your tow vehicle, that battery is charging for you. These two knobs there, if you loosen them off, push them back, you can open up that flap, you get access to your propane tanks. For the video, I'll pull it right off. And then in front here, we'll show you your changeover. So it's currently green with the arrow pointing over here, so it's letting us know that we're drawing off of that tank. If it were to go red while you have that tank open, it's just letting you know that tank's now empty, so you just close that one off. Flip the arrow over to the other tank, run off of that one while you get the one filled. In front you get a power tongue jack, so on the right is a little light switch, and then on the left, up is up, down is down. Rubber plug back there, if you just pull that out, you get access to a manual override. The manual override for that tongue jack is right in this end of the storage compartments here. So you'll see that little kind of silver S-shaped driver here. So it's just going to run into the end, allows you to run it up and down if your batteries were to ever die. Also, you get your manual override for all of your stabilizer jacks. It's just at the other end of your stabilizers. Super simple, slides onto the end and you can run them up and down. Stabilizers otherwise are all electric. They run off of these switches here. So you're going to press and hold extend and that stabilizer will makes its way down. So you will see here that they do not level, they kind of equalize, right? So one will go down before the other, so they're not going to level the unit, they just stabilize. Once you hear that load on the motors, you let go. If you're to continue extending, you can actually strip the gears right out of that motors, which of course you don't want to be doing. Little T-latch there, just hooks into this guy right there just to hold the door open for you while you have it open. GFI protected outlet resets just inside the unit. Right beside it you get a power outlet, a cable and satellite outlet, so coax cable plug into there, fires up your TV. Rear storage compartment, so it's just kind of empty storage in there. Then we get your rear stabilizer here as well, so it works the exact same as the one up front. In the back you get your tailgate storage system, so you just have pins on either side, you slide those out and you can dump it down, and then slide them through the locks to hold it in place. Spare tires right there too as well, of course, and straight up from there we get your rear view or observation camera. Pre-wire, so if you're to choose to go that route, it's getting installed right there. And then making our way inside of the unit, your assist handle up 90 degrees, it falls into place, then you can open up your door. As I showed you, you get that T-handle in the back to hold it for you. That blue handle, you're going to pull it in towards the middle, and then you can pull your steps out. These little tabs there, if you push those in, you can extend or retract your legs just based on your campsite needs. As we make our way inside, first things first is right on the left to get your fire extinguisher. So that's standard, pull the pin, point and shoot. And just give me a second real quick here. Straight up from the fire extinguisher, you get two light switches. The one on the right there does all of your interior lights. The one on the left is going to do your awning light outside. Your awning light is, your awning itself is off of this switch here. Press and hold extend and the awning makes its way out. Once that awning's fully extended, you're going to see a little black flap come down at the end. Once you see that, you're going to want to stop. If you were to continue extending, it will actually wind itself up backwards, in which case the fabric will be underneath the tube, allowing it to then hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. So there's our flap there, and there's the tube, so we'll stop right there. Now if it were to start raining, it's of course going to hold some water anyway, so what you can do is grab either arm, front or rear, and you're just going to pull straight down on it, and you can see that changes the pitch out at the awning, allowing water to then run off. Now if you like that angle better, because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. Before you bring it back in though, you just want to make sure those arms are back out straight and fully extended, just so we're not running the risk of bending them. Then we're going to press and hold retract. That awning will make its way back in. Again, you're just watching to make sure that your fabric is over top of the tube. And another thing to keep in mind with your awning is it does catch a lot of wind, so once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, you want to bring it back in, again, just so you're not running the risk of bending your arms. So I'll make our way up in the bedroom here. So as you come up in here, your light switch is just up on the wall there. Blinds throughout the unit are just on this tension system, so they just kind of sit wherever you leave them. Closet space back here. Inside of the closet, you've got a little light back there. It is also accessible through a little port through the side of the bed, so just kind of a CPAP access. It is also identical on the other side. If you pick up the foot of your bed, you get access to a little storage compartment. And then right up at the head of the bed, you get the little light there. Same sort of CPAP access over here, as well as another little light in there. And then this window over here is your emergency exit, so you get the same sort of blind there. You pull on that red tab to get rid of the screen, take this handle here, throw it outside, hop on out. And then right behind me you get a TV backer. Power outlet for it is right in the corner here. Your antenna outlet right there as well. Turning that antenna on, you just hit that button there, you get that green light letting you know it's turned on. That will also help clear up your stereo signal. So you get your storage across the top here, right? Just open storage. Down below the couch here, it does fold down, so just picking it up and it folds on down. When you're folding it back up, you just want to bring that back up with it. Just comes around real nice. Storage up top here, so inside of there you're going to find that binder. That binder's got all of your manuals in it, any keys, any remotes, anything like that for the unit, you'll find right in there. Above the sink is a little light, it's just on its own center switch. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course. You also get the mobile head. Storage down below it, so you get your drawer space, a little bit of storage space. Microwave up top here, it's pretty standard, just like home. Not much I can teach you there. Down below that we get your range vent, so you get a light as well as your fan. So that's that fan that you want turned on with that flap outside opened up. The bifold cover just flips on back. Then you're going to press the knob in, turn it over to light, hit it with the sparkler, and she fires right up. Bifold cover just folds back down. Then for the oven, you're going to open that up and you get your knob on the right there. You're going to press that in, turn it over to that little pilot light, and press and hold. And then right in the back, get your pilot light going. So once you get it going, you just want to hold that knob in for another couple of seconds. Then you can release the knob and the flame will hold itself. Turn up to your desired temperature and she fires right up. Once you're done, you're just going to turn that back down to pilot. It'll hold just the pilot light for you. But if you're traveling or leaving the unit for a while, you just want to make sure that's right off. Down below that, 2 little screws on either end. If you pull those out, you get access to the bypasses for your hot water tanks. If you're looking to winterize the unit yourself, once it comes time, just access is right in there. Into your fridge here, so all your controls are right across the top there. So that button on the left with it at flush, that's it turned on. The button on the right at flush is it going to be using auto. Auto is first looking for AC power. If AC power is taken away, it'll automatically flip over to gas. If you're out boondocking and you want it running solely on gas, you're going to have that button come out over flush and it'll fire up just on gas. If that check light there were to come on, it's just letting you know it hasn't fired up, so at that point just off and back on to reset it. Freezer up top, fridge down below. Temp selection's right in the back corner there. As the sticker says, up is colder, down is warmer. Pantry in the back here. Down below that we get your converter. So you're going to press the top and center and she'll pop on open. You get all of your breakers down the middle here. Whenever a breaker breaks, it sits in the middle, so just turn it off and then back on to reset it. On the right side you get all of your fuses. Whenever a fuse pops, you'll get a little red LED right beside it letting you know exactly which one went. Down below that's your LP detector. So propane's heavier than air, it'll sit on the floor. That guy will detect it and start going off just like a smoke detector would. And then in the little bunk space here, just up on the back wall, you get a little light. And then it is pretty well just open, otherwise up top is identical. Same sort of light in the back corner. Right. Up above that, you get your smoke detector. Great. And then into the bathroom. So your light switch is just up on the wall there. The switch on the right is your light, switch on the left is your fan. For that roof vent, you're just turning that knob to open it up. Simple as that. Medicine cabinets here. Down below that you get your sink, of course, hot and cold water. Bit of storage down below that, just being mindful of our drains and our water lines. Monitor panel is up beside it. So you get top left corner, you get battery. Press and hold that and you can see we're currently 12.3, so charging. 11.7 is good, 11.2 is low. Fresh tank, as you fill that up, you go to a third, 2/3 in full. Same idea for your black and your gray. Water pump switch in the top right there, so turn that on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank to pressurize your lines. Gas water heater is in the center there, so you turn that up, turn that on, and it fires up your water heater on propane. So once you turn that switch on, that little light there will come on, letting you know the ignition sequence will start. Once that sequence is started, that light will go out. So you can hear it fire right up right there. It'll try that ignition sequence 3 times. If after that third try it hasn't fired up, that light's going to come on and it's going to stay on. At that point you'll be going and using that reset button that we'd shown you. Down below that you get electric water heater, so you just turn that on, turns on your water heater with electricity. And then right down around the corner we get your GFI protected outlet. So just on the bottom, reset on top. So if you ever have outlets that don't work, it's the first thing you should check. Toilet there, flush is just on the right side. And then in the shower, you just get your standard head and hose, a little tub down below, hot and cold water of course. Right. Then we get your thermostat around by the bunks here, so you're going to press that bottom bar to wake it up, hit it once, then it'll come into fan low. So fan low is just going to move some air around with the low fan. Same idea with high fans, just moving some air around with the high fan. Cool high is going to have the compressor cutting in and out as needed with the high fan on all the time, giving you cooling. Same idea in cool low, you have the low fan all the time, compressor in and out as needed for cooling. Once you get into cool low auto, that's where it becomes an on-demand system, and both the compressor and the fan will cut in and out as needed to give you your cooling. Cool high, same idea, on demand. With that air conditioner going, you basically got two different options. You can have these two louvers here open, in which case we're dumping all of our air into the living room here, or you can close them off and it starts using all the ceiling ducting to move its air. So when you first get out to your campsite, you want those louvers open, cool off the living room as quickly as possible, then close them off to start moving the air throughout. After cool high auto, if you hit the bar again, it'll come down into heat. It'll turn off the air conditioner, turn on the furnace. The first couple of times you run that furnace, you may get a bit of a smell throughout the unit. It's just the new furnace smell, it will go away. Temp selection at any point is just going to be with your arrows. Hit that bar again after heat, comes down into off, and then just cycles back around. TV backers right in here, cable and satellite outlet for it, power and satellite power outlet for it there as well. Your stereo here just has this HDMI cable that's hooked into it already, so if you're looking to get your TV sound throughout the unit, you can. Mute button there is also your power, right? So you press it again, it goes into mute, press and hold to turn it off. Bluetooth connect to your phone, AM, FM, you can just cycle through all your bands. Auxiliary is just right in the front there. Then you get your pause and play. Your Seeks, the knob itself is of course volume. Press it and get into your settings. Zone 1 is your inside set of speakers, Zone 2 is your outside set. Your storage across the top here as well. Alright. And then lastly is just your dinette. So if you take the table here and just kind of wiggle it up, you can get it up out of its table legs. The table legs will do the same thing with their bases, just wiggle them up out of there. And then you got a little ledge on either side. You'll take the dinette and lay it down onto those, take the back cushions to fill in that dinette and create a bed. And that's about it for this unit. So if you've got any other questions on it, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.